Today we're talking about the hidden history of the Brooklyn Museum, the unfinished megastructure, the occult symbolism, and the Egyptian collection that may rewrite history. So why should you care about the Brooklyn Museum? Because it's one of the largest and oldest art museums in the United States, the one behind the marble steps and Egyptian treasures. Now let's dive into the Brooklyn Museum. The Brooklyn Museum was founded in 1895 as the Brooklyn Institute of Arts and Sciences, but its roots stretch back to 1823 with the Brooklyn Academy of Arts and Sciences. The idea was to create a cultural hub, an answer to the Metropolitan Museum in Manhattan, but more democratic and affordable. But unlike the Met, whose early years were funded by private donors and aimed at the elite, the Brooklyn Museum was from the start meant to be accessible to everyone. Described as art for the people, the museum's original design, while only a quarter was ever built, was planned to be the largest art museum in the world. Commissioned from the prominent architectural firm McKim, Mead & White, the same folks behind Newark's Penn Station and Columbia University. The design was epic, but funding issues and political disagreements over the scope and cost of the project led to compromises and ultimately the construction of a much smaller version of the initial vision. However, what sets the Brooklyn Museum apart is its collections, particularly its Egyptian collection, which is one of the largest outside of Egypt, and that is where things get a little murky. Most of these artifacts came from mysterious excavations in the 19th century, a time when Western institutions, including the Brooklyn Museum, were secretly dividing up ancient artifacts without proper documentation. Some researchers argue that certain items in the Brooklyn Museum's possession may have been deliberately mislabeled or their origins obscured to avoid ethical concerns or legal issues. This leads to speculation that some Egyptian artifacts in Western museums may actually have links to Mesoamerican cultures, suggesting possible cross-oceanic contact in pre-Columbian times. But let's switch gears. How did the Brooklyn Museum become the home of feminist art? In 2007, the museum opened the Elizabeth A. Sackler Center for Feminist Art. It includes Judy Chicago's famous dinner party, a monumental work of art that celebrates women's achievements throughout history. This was a bold move, making Brooklyn Museum the first major museum in the world to have a permanent feminist gallery. Imagine that. Back in 2007, this sparked heated debates about museums and their role in society, questioning whether they should preserve and present history neutrally or use their platforms to challenge power structures and question traditional narratives. And then there's the controversy surrounding the museum's 1999 exhibit, Sensation, which featured works like Chris Ofili's Holy Virgin Mary. The painting, which incorporates elephant dung, was a major part of the show, but it also sparked a lawsuit battle within New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. He attempted to cut the museum's funding over the exhibit, accusing it of blasphemy. The museum fought back and won, establishing its reputation for fearlessly pursuing provocative and boundary-pushing exhibits. So, why does this all matter? The Brooklyn Museum is more than just the Met's bigger and bolder sibling. Sure, it's that, but it's also a place where grand ambitions were scaled back but not defeated. The unfinished megastructure still stands as a reminder of what could have been. It's a place where controversial artifacts raise questions about history and cultural exchange, standing up to political power and challenging conventional ideas about art and museums. And it's a hidden gem of old-world architecture waiting to be explored. I know this may not be the official narrative, but sometimes the truth is way more interesting, right? So what do you think? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to see more.